What's up?
What's up? How you doing, buddy?
Oh,
Long time no see.
loud, loud, loud. Hold on. Yeah, doing good. I don't actually remember talking to you.
We did some panels. I've been out of the politics streaming for probably, I don't know, a year or two, but we did some panels
I think I
back in the
actually do
day.
remember you. I think that I got really
Yeah.
aggressive with you a few times.
So I think we had a debate when they were doing the what was it? It was something to do with like the rent or what was it? When they were doing something with
Was
like
it
the
like a
rent fees for
Destiny?
COVID or something, maybe. On like
Okay.
maybe on like Prime Kai or Dylan Burns or some one of those things. It
Yeah,
was
I
one of those.
definitely know
It was a
I
debate
used to go on
or
the
something.
the
Yeah.
Dylan Burns thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, has anything changed since then?
Not really. Obviously it's been, we've had a whole 4 year or 3.5 years, I guess, of Biden and Kamala Harris.
So are you going to vote for
I
Trump?
think I will probably vote for Trump. Yes. I'm most concerned about the lack of um basically ability to form cognitive ideas on the spot with Kamala Harris, especially when it comes to things like dealing with foreign entities and having sitting down with other foreign leaders and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
And
there's a couple of
also,
different problems I have here already. First of all,
sure, go ahead.
I mean, obviously, again, I don't want to just do what about Trump, but
No,
Trump
no, I know
was the
that's fine.
guy who said he has a concept of a plan and wasn't able to really come up with any good answer on the spot.
Yeah,
And
no,
second of all,
I'm
well, hold on,
fine
hold
with
on,
that.
sorry. The other thing I'll say, sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off or get aggressive,
No,
but
you're
I'm
good.
just
Go ahead. Go ahead.
just saying the other thing I'd say is that if you look at the things that Kamala has put forth thus far, that she has put thought into, like her economic plan, for example, it's
Okay.
very, very promising. And Goldman Sachs, along with Wall Street Journal and other people, have all
Okay.
rated it as very successful or good for the economy.
Okay, so people that were involved in the crash of 2008 and stuff like that, we're gonna take stock in what they have to say. I agree with you. Like there are things that we should have.
Do you think that, I mean,
Professional.
even
No,
if they
let
were
me finish. Let
involved
me
in that
finish, Rob. Let
crash,
you
that would
finish.
just show how
No, no, no.
much
Let me
of.
finish, please.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So I understand the want to have people that have what we believe is the most experience in these issues and stuff like that. But honestly, I come from actually an accounting background, and honestly, a lot of this stuff is very much speculative.
Like what?
So I don't. Hmm?
What's speculative?
So basically, these things when they have people that come out and say, "Oh, this plan is going to be this successful and this plan is going to be not successful," or whatever, a lot of those things end up being wrong, as history shows. So the problem we have is we can only base things on what is historically understood, right? And what I think is that a lot of these people have been wrong in the past. Obviously, Trump hasn't had the best ideas in the past either, but from what we've seen from the Biden and Harris administration in the last 3.5 years is a lot of their solutions to these problems are throwing money at these things like student loan debt forgiveness, things like that. And what we've seen is high raises in high raising of inflation, high raising of interest rates and stuff like that, which I don't think is necessarily their fault, right? Because I believe personally that a lot of the problems with the interest rates and stuff like that was we had it so low for so long artificially that it never had its chance to kind of equilibrium.
Right, and I'm
And
sure
so
you're
now we're
aware then that
paying that.
I'm sure you're
Yeah,
aware then
go
that
ahead.
Trump's tax cuts set the stage for inflation. That Trump's tax plan, which is currently in effect until 2025,
Mhm.
moving forward now gives almost exclusively tax cuts only to the wealthy. It does not benefit the middle class
Mhm.
at all. So
So
if we're going to look at
yeah,
history
there are
and
some
well,
things
hold
that.
on one second though, because
Go
you also said we can't really look at this. It's speculation.
Mhm.
Before you were saying Kamala didn't have any ideas. Now I'm giving you an idea that she has that's fleshed out that is
No,
also
I didn't
has
say
some
she. I
backing, and
didn't.
you're
No, I
saying
never said
no,
that.
that's just speculation or whatever, right? So
No, I said that she can't formulate words to express her ideas. I didn't say she didn't have ideas because I'm sure she does. Right?
okay.
But the problem is she has a problem with enunciating and articulating those
That, and
ideas.
fine,
I think,
I'm
and
not
that's a
really
big
even that
problem.
interested in arguing about that.
No,
But
that's
if we're
fine.
going to
Go
look
ahead.
historically,
Hmm.
the economy did crash back in 2008. Then it came back, which is also an economic fact. The economy always comes back stronger after a
And,
recession.
and who were the people that were involved in those? The Freddie Mae, Fannie Mac, all
I'm
these
not
people that you
super
are
familiar.
putting
I was
stock
actually
in.
still a child then, to be fair, so I'm not
Okay.
incredibly familiar with the whole economic crash of 2008. I do know,
Well,
however,
it
that
was
the
subprime
economy.
mortgages that were
No.
bashed
I
in.
understand. I don't need you to
Okay,
explain to me.
okay,
I'm just saying that there
okay.
is the
But you
economy
said you didn't know
improved
because you were a child, so
significantly
I wanted to
under
make sure.
Obama. Trump then took over the presidency. The economy was still good. He didn't do anything to benefit the economy. He failed to act accordingly with COVID, which then fucked over everything economically more so.
Okay, so I agree that there was some mistakes with COVID. A lot of that was because of the fact that nobody really knew what was going to happen. Was it going to be an
Trump did.
actual?
There was already leaked audio, and I know that you know that.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like in the beginning of COVID. Most people thought that it was probably going to be something very significant, like on like Black Plague type.
It killed over 1 million
levels.
people, including my grandfather.
No,
so I really hope we're not going to just start getting into like downplaying COVID.
No. I'm not trying. I'm not. You're jumping the gun here, Hunter. You're showing your hand, right?
Well, you're
saying that nobody.
Just get to the point, bro.
Dude, I talked for like 3 seconds and you're already fucking interrupting me. How can I enunciate my fucking idea if you can't let me do it? But anyways, what I'm saying is at the beginning of COVID, nobody knew what was going to happen, right? Do you agree with that, right? Like nobody knew how bad it was going to be. And it was bad. Point? I'm not denying that. You think I'm going to deny that, but I'm not denying it.
What about
right?
early February?
Early February?
February of like 2019?
2019 or 2020? It'd be 2020.
Yeah, whenever Trump was still president,
COVID,
tail end of his
COVID. So if you knew what you were talking about, you know that COVID first hit America in December of. It's estimated that it was December of 2019, right?
So Trump is on audio saying to somebody that he knows that this thing is more dangerous than the flu.
And what did he want to do?
And
what
then
did he want to do? What was his first thing he wanted to do?
He went out publicly.
He wanted to stop people from China coming over because that's what he thought.
Sure, but he didn't do it.
But that's actually proven to be true.
But that's all he did. He put some travel bans in place, and that's it.
But
then he failed to act accordingly.
That's a first step, right? Okay, but let's
even if it was the first step.
I don't want to debate COVID with you. I want to debate this. We're talking about stuff that happened fucking 4 years ago.
I know, and I'm trying to just make one point, which is that Trump was the one who said, I know that this thing is deadly. It's worse than the flu. And after saying that, he then went publicly in front of his supporters and said, it's just like the flu. It's no big deal. To me, that's more concerning.
Sure. Okay. What's concerning to you and concerning to everybody else, that's fine. That's
our
own
obviously
opinion,
a president
right?
blatantly lying through their teeth is concerning to me.
Okay. However you want to spin it, that's fine. But what I'm talking about now is, what we were talking about is the economic issue, right? We were talking about, and you wanted to bring it back to 2019 and all that, and all Trump and blah, blah, blah. Because that's all you want to talk about is what Trump did,
No,
and you actually think about, whoa, just let me finish. What you think about is, when we've had the last 16 years, we've had 12 years of Democratic rule and 4 years of Republican rule, right? So there's something to be said about that. But what I'm trying to say is, if we want to focus on the here and now, is what we're trying to focus on, right? Because I don't care about the past. It's done. I'm sorry that your grandfather died. I really am. I don't want to debate anything.
We have to look at the past, as you just said, right? We have to gauge from history.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you brought up the people that you're trying to use as an authoritarian figure, they've been wrong in the past. They were what caused that in the past, right? But now, what I'm saying is, Kamala's economic plan is basically, and has been with the Biden-Kamala Harris administration, has been to basically throw money at the problems. And
so do you, yes or no, acknowledge... Well, before we even get into that, because do you acknowledge, yes or no, over the past 2 years, that wages have surpassed inflation? Do you believe this? Do you agree with this?
In the past 2 years, so if we want to take from...
Over the past 2 years, yeah, wages surpassed inflation. Inflation is still up a little bit, for sure. But again, the reason I keep saying, but Trump is because I want to make it clear that these problems that you're talking about are real problems,
right,
but Trump isn't the one to fix them. He's actually the one who caused a lot of them.
No, I don't think so. What I'm saying is, if you want to obfuscate the point and say the last 2 years, not the last 3.5 years, then we would get to the point where, if you look at the cost of inflation, inflation is cumulative. Mm-hmm. It's not like because inflation has gone down in June, July, August, or whatever you want to say, based on the numbers they try to put out from these different organizations, it's still cumulative. So the problem that we have is real people, their wages basically since 2019, 2020, 2021, all through these last 5, 6 years since we had COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have not increased as much as inflation. Now, if you want to just focus on the last 2 years,
well, because
inflation has
there's
slowed
going to
down.
be there's obviously going to be hold on, because there's obviously going to be like residual effects. Obviously, I don't think anybody expected Biden if Trump won again. I don't think anybody would have expected Trump to take over and in less than a year have the economy back up and running perfectly. Nobody would have expected this.
But it's been 3.5 years.
Yeah, and then within 3.5 years now, we're already at the point where wages are surpassing inflation.
Just because it's less than the month before doesn't mean it's at levels prior to
inflation.
Right? You understand?
No, you realize that inflation is just about at the Fed's goal, right? Like inflation is even down.
No. I'm talking about no. You don't understand correctly. Inflation is a cumulative process, right? So if something is $10 and you add 2%, then you add 2%, and then you 2%, right? It becomes 10 and 6 cents, right? So what you have to do is, in order for things to equalize, inflation has to become it has to go below an average so that wages can increase beyond that average.
Gotcha. Okay, well then, thankfully, we're on the right path, though, right? So that's the good news. Is yes, right here, current U.S. inflation rates. No, the annual inflation rate for the United States was 2.4% for the 12 months ending September, compared to the previous rate increase of 2.5%.
No.
Yes, it was. It was at 2.4%. It's the lowest since 2021.
I can't see the whole graph here. What's the whole graph say? This is yearly inflation, or is it
annual inflation rates?
Monthly.
2014 to 2024, each year.
Okay.
Right here, 2024 is at 2.4. Yes. The lowest before. Yes. Oh, the highest was 2021. It looks like.
Right. So it's going down. But see how the number is still higher than all the previous numbers? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, and I think you understand that.
Yeah, I do, but I think that that's unrealistic. Like we both just
acknowledged. What are you talking about?
Because we both just acknowledged that no president's going to take over and just instantly switch everything up. Within the last 2.5, 3 years, we're seeing significant. We're seeing significant improvements.
Okay, so if you look at what we're saying here from this graph you have on your stream here, right? You look at this. It jumps up to 7.
Mm-hmm.
These numbers are cumulative.
I understand that.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is, so was it 7, 6.5, so that's 10, 16 and a half.
Yeah, it was by the pandemic,
of course. 20%, right?
But from the pandemic, we had a bunch of inflation.
Years,
now it's going down.
Obviously, yes, I understand that. But it is coming down, but what we'd like to see is it to be at rates that were on average, basically what they shoot for, I think is what they say. That is what it is
right now. You are now not listening 3%. To me. The current annual inflation rate is 2.4%, which is the lowest rate. What is the Fed's
it is finally in this year at a rate that is below 3%, which is usually what the Fed shoots for.
The Federal Reserve, reserves
3%.
2%, actually 2%. So it's at 2.4%. So just a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of. I'd say 3 because they're never going to hit 2. It usually doesn't hit 2.
Okay,
3 is like a good
this
number.
Is now my second question is if we both acknowledge that, then what else do you want? Like we both also acknowledge that something isn't going to just suddenly change overnight. So we're on the path towards improving.
You're focused on this overnight thing. I'm not trying to be like it needs to happen now, blah blah whatever.
No, I'm actually showing you the results, and you're still saying it's not good enough.
Okay. Pull up that chart you had a second ago. We're talking about in the last 4 years, the cumulative inflation has been over 20%. Do you agree with that? Based on the chart you just showed.
Yeah, I recognize that. But then if there's a cumulative inflation, then it has to go down eventually.
Hunter, please let me finish. Let me ask you the question. So I got the point. Now I'm going to ask you the question. Have wages in the last 4 years raised 20%?
In the last 24 years?
No. In the last 4 years.
Oh, no, not in the last 4 years. No.
Okay. So we're still at a net negative. You would agree with that?
Generally based on what you're laying out, yes. However, if you look at the actual numbers, like Americans are spending more at restaurants, Americans are spending more going out to eat and on recreational activities.
It costs more. Is that what you're saying? You're saying
I'm saying they're spending more. No. They have more money to spend on these activities, not like more money.
Because it costs more. Of course, it's going to be more.
They are spending money on these things because they're partaking in these activities more often, my friend. That's what I'm saying. Is because they have the money to spend now, because they can enjoy recreational activities.
So if something costs 20% more, let's say you go to the movies, all right? And it costs 20% more to go to the movies. You only have to go 4 more times to make that 5th extra time. So that, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want to argue about this. But I want to get back to the actual issue at hand, which is who is the better candidate. And what I'm seeing, again, is that Kamala Harris's main policy ideas are to throw money at this situation. We have something like the $25,000 first-time homeowner.
I feel like this is a lot of just speculation. I would really like some numbers.
No, I'm trying to. It's all speculation because we don't know what effects they're actually.
Yeah, but I'm giving you numbers, hard numbers showing that the inflation rates are going down. You keep saying
yes, but they're cumulative. Still above they're cumulative. What they were.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
So then what you're saying right now is that you want them to give you this ideal utopia result, and if not, you just said it's never going to be lower than 3%. It's at 2.4%, and now you're saying, but it's cumulative. So what if it's cumulative? Yes. It has to go down sometime. So we're on the right path.
But the problem is that even if it is, wages are never going to catch up, right? It's a never-ending battle because of the inflation that we've had. So we ideally, and if you want to talk about my ideal unicorn situation, we should actually have a deflationary, right? Because that would set it back to a reasonable level on par with what the trajectory would have been had things not been so ridiculous.
What about Trump's tariffs? Those screw over American consumers as well. Those raise taxes.
Well, if he gets rid of the income taxes, then it would be fine.
He's not going to get rid of income tax.
Because then it would still be a net positive.
He's not going to get rid of income tax. Are you
obviously
insane?
It would be nice,
so
but I think
obviously he's not going to do that. So when he puts the tariffs in, it's going to fuck everybody over.
It depends on what the actual results are. If having tariffs on specific goods that are able to be manufactured in the United States more efficiently and cost effectively,
it doesn't.
No, it could.
No,
how do you know?
No, because you are right now giving me no. Hold on, you asked me a question.
Go ahead.
You right now are giving me speculation. I have so far given you numbers. I have shown you that inflation's going down. I've told you how wages have surpassed inflation for the past 2 years. And now I'm telling you right now that numbers demonstrate that tariffs fuck over the American consumers and raise prices and do not really contribute to growing jobs in this country.
On what commodities? What commodities?
On washing machines, refrigerators, appliances of all kinds?
Nope.
Yes.
It depends. No.
Yeah. Yes.
A lot of the appliances you're talking about are actually 100% American made.
Okay. Well, either way, Trump's tariffs contributed to a significant. Okay. Yeah, no, Trump's tariffs contributed to rising costs, including of, washing machines and whatnot. Dude, right fucking here. Stop lying to me. Trump's washing machine tariffs are costing Americans almost $100 more per appliance. Are you
GE appliances are designed, engineered, and manufactured in the United States.
Okay,
so I don't know what you're talking about.
There's still a ton of them that are not, and now Trump's washing machine tariffs costing Americans almost $100 more.
We want American companies to be bought by American consumers, right?
No, because American manufacturers have also jacked up the cost of their appliances in order to match the higher prices of their competitors.
Do you think trade should be fair, where
You're so
everybody has an equal playing field?
Read, you fucking retard. Read. American manufacturers. Stop. American manufacturers stop. American manufacturers have also risen their prices of their appliances in order to match the higher prices of their competitors because their prices are higher due to the tariffs. So it doesn't actually lead to American
But don't you think the overall economic benefit of buying American made, engineered, and produced items are better for America than Chinese or Korean?
Possibly,
do you agree with that? Or
possibly,
Indian?
but it's not better for the average American consumer. No, because I don't know how to answer that question because it's not necessarily better for the American consumer.
Wait. All things being equal, can you please admit that if all things being equal, that is better for an American consumer to purchase an American-made product? Can you at least admit that?
On what ground?
Oh my God, you can't even fucking. Okay, I can't even talk to you right now.
No, I need to know what ground, though.
I literally gave you the perfect path.
Oh, you said all things being equal? Okay. Yeah, if all things are equal, sure. Probably would prefer people to be buying American.
Finally.
Stop treating me like I'm evading the question when I was genuinely just trying to ask for more clarity.
The problem I have with you, Hunter, is you come into discussions with like a half-assed fucking
dude. You're one to talk. You've been giving me speculation. The tariffs wouldn't be that bad if maybe we got rid of income tax. Herder, you sound like you're fucking drunk.
I have had a few beers.
Okay, well maybe that explains a few things. But either way, dude,
and I'm still whooping your ass.
If you think you kicked my ass even at all in this conversation, you are woefully mistaken. I had numbers on top of numbers, and you had, well, things might be better this time.
I'm glad all your Trump people can say that I'm about to run like a track
you literally
star,
just said, yeah, like
they all know that you're getting hammered. They're getting hammered by a drunk guy that's high and drunk.
It's really cute. Okay, you know what? It's totally fine if you need to keep telling yourself that. I 100% understand it, okay?
I do.
The same way that you repeatedly tell yourself that your father loves you and is proud of you. I'm sure that you think telling yourself something that's not true over and over again will somehow make it happen. But either way, this is just embarrassing for you, my friend. I've given you fucking numbers after numbers after numbers, and you've had nothing but just rambling speculation.
It's okay, Hunter. It's okay. Let's get back. Okay, what do you want to talk about next?
Oh, no. I thought we're done with this conversation now. Yeah, I think we're done with this conversation, pal.
Okay.
Like right. I think that you've had enough here, okay?
No, can I?
Bye. If you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member today. Members get early access to videos, access to all the stream VODs, and exclusive access to emotes as well. So if you'd like to support the channel, become a member today.